Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. General Hospital Thursday, September 26 recap. James reveals Drew and Willow's secret Jason and Anna kiss. General Hospital, GH, spoilers recap for Thursday, September 26, reveals that Stella Henry, Vernie Watson, met up with Tracy Quartermaine, Jane Elliott, at Gregory Chase's Gregory Harrison bench, where she was still cranky over the whole brunch situation with Sasha Gilmore Corbin, Sophia Matson, and Cody Bell, Josh Kelly. When Stella found out it was Cody and Sasha's day off, she sided with them and realized what was really going on. Stella pushed Tracy to admit she was scared of Cody slipping away as a friend since she'd already faced too many tough losses. Tracy ultimately realized she should apologize to Sasha and Cody, so she was grateful to Stella for being a good friend and offering her guidance. After Cody had a chat with James West, Gary James Fuller, at the stables, he talked to Sasha about her being his family too. Cody and Sasha fell back on the table as passion erupted, but Tracy walked in and derailed their encounter. At the Quartermaine mansion, Drew Quartermaine, Cameron Matheson, bickered with Ned Quartermaine, Wally Kurth, about the future of ELQ. With Valentine Cassadine, James Patrick Stewart, gone, Drew thought Michael Corinthos, Chad Dell, should step up. Ned wanted to run ELQ instead, so Michael got caught up in the confrontation and delayed his date with Willow Corinthos, Caitlin McMullen, to debate it. Willow headed off to the boathouse, so wait for Michael, and seemed eager to avoid Drew. Once Drew grew concerned about Willow, he suddenly acted like Ned was right and left him to finish talking things over with Michael. After Drew excused himself, Ned warned Michael about Drew being a true Quartermaine, one who couldn't be trusted. At the boathouse, Drew tried to check on Willow, but she reminded him that she'd repeatedly warned him to stay away. Willow had feelings for Drew that jeopardized her marriage, so she warned him to leave her alone. While Maxie Jones, Kirsten Storms, was dealing with deception business, she asked Ned to watch James. That led to James asking Ned questions about kissing and why it would make someone sad instead of happy. James also wondered if sad and guilty were the same thing, but Ned struggled to understand what he was getting at. As James explained, he said he heard Willow tell Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watros, that she felt guilty about kissing Drew. Ned looked floored over James' news on Thursday's GH episode. At Jen Sidwell's, Carlo Rhoda, Camp, Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, and Holly Sutton, Emma Sams were thrown into a jail cell together. Anna failed to pick the lock and tried to give Holly a final message for Robert Scorpio, Tristan Rogers, to give Robin Scorpio, Kimberly McCullough. Holly couldn't tell Robert that she left Anna there to face a grim fate, but Anna acted like that's how it had to be. Based on Sidwell's rules, Jason Morgan, Steve Burton would have to lose the card game so Lucky could survive and help Lulu Spencer, Alexa Havens. Meanwhile, Sidwell stepped out of the room with the card table briefly, so Jason had just enough time to give Lucky updates on Lulu's failing liver. Jason said Lucky was Lulu's best chance at a match, so Lucky needed to get back to Port Charles ASAP. Sidwell returned and stuck to his rules, meaning Lucky was playing for his own life along with Holly's, and Jason was playing for his life as well as Anna's. If Sidwell won, he reiterated that none of them would survive. Lucky emerged victorious once the cards were dealt, but Sidwell made it clear that this didn't change their earlier deal. However, Lucky thought he should get his freedom instead of his survival if he won the next hand. After Holly was bought back in, Sidwell upped the stakes and suggested Lucky would keep playing to save Holly's life along with his own. Holly eventually grabbed Sidwell's gun and held it on him while Lucky freed himself from his restraints. Unfortunately, Sidwell knocked the gun away from Holly and scrambled to get his hands on it, while Lucky did the same. Meanwhile, Jason was brought to Anna's cell, where he admitted he lost the game. Anna said she knew that he wouldn't try to pick the lock of his handcuffs. As Anna became panicky, Jason worked to calm her down. Anna assumed they would really lose their lives tonight, so she hugged Jason and almost locked lips with him. Jason and Anna were interrupted by the sound of the door clanging nearby, but then Jason dove in for a passionate kiss that Anna reciprocated. General Hospital spoilers say Anna and Jason will make another escape attempt soon, but our predictions hint that an unexpected hero will be the one to save the day. Port Charles was buzzing with tension on Thursday, September 26, as secrets unraveled and unexpected alliances formed. The day kicked off with a scene at the Metro Court, where Drew Kane and Willow Tate found themselves cornered, their secret lingering on the brink of exposure. Both had hoped to keep their personal ordeal hidden, but they hadn't anticipated that James, the ever-watchful eyes of Port Charles, had pieced everything together. James scoured the city for the right moment, and with Drew and Willow unaware, he had all the ammunition he needed to blow their world apart. James unveils Drew and Willow's secret. At the Quartermain mansion, James confronted Drew in the study. Drew's jaw clenched as James casually stepped inside, holding an envelope, a seemingly innocent manila folder, but its contents were explosive. "You think you can hide everything, Drew?" James said, his voice dripping with smug satisfaction. Drew stared at the envelope, then back at James. "What's in that folder, James? What game are you playing now?" James took a seat, completely at ease. "No games, just the truth. The truth you've been hiding about Willow." Drew's heart pounded, the walls closing in as James began to recount everything he knew about Drew's involvement in Willow's deeply hidden struggle. Willow's connection to Drew had always been more than just friendship. It ran much deeper. They had become each other's confidants, and Drew had helped Willow out of a crisis that neither of them wanted the world to know about. But now it was too late. James held out the envelope and, in a chilling whisper, said, "If you don't come clean, I will. Port Charles is ready to know exactly what you and Willow have been keeping secret." Drew reached for the envelope, but before he could open it, James pulled it back, chuckling. "Not so fast. Maybe you can buy yourself some time. But you can't stop the truth from coming out, Drew. Willow's entire world is about to implode, and you won't be able to protect her." Willow's emotional collapse. Meanwhile, across town, Willow met with Michael Corinthos at the park, the perfect place for a quiet heart-to-heart. But something seemed off. She was distant, her eyes clouded with worry. She knew the walls were closing in on her, and her biggest fear was what it might do to her relationship with Michael. "Michael," Willow began, but her voice faltered. Michael, always attentive, sensed her inner turmoil. "Willow, what's going on? You've been acting strange for days." Willow glanced around the park nervously, then back at Michael. Her hands trembled as she clasped them together. "There's something I need to tell you. Something that could change everything between us." Before she could get the words out, Michael's phone buzzed. He pulled it out, his face tensing as he read a text message, presumably from James. The color drained from Michael's face, and his eyes shot up to meet Willow's. "James knows," he whispered, his voice tight with dread. "What's going on, Willow? What have you been hiding?" Jason and Anna. A moment of passion. Elsewhere in Port Charles, a different kind of tension was brewing. Jason Morgan had been through hell recently, caught between protecting Sonny's empire and keeping his own personal life from falling apart. But it wasn't the mob world or business deals that were occupying his thoughts lately. It was Anna Devane. Jason and Anna had always shared a complicated relationship, fueled by mutual respect and a simmering attraction that neither had dared to explore. But today, the tension finally snapped. At Pier 55, Jason was meeting Anna to discuss a new lead on Sunny's enemies. It was supposed to be a routine encounter, but when Anna arrived, the air between them was charged with more than just professional focus. Anna, as usual, was direct. "We can't let our emotions cloud our judgment, Jason. The people after Sunny are ruthless, and they won't stop until they destroy him." Jason, always stoic, nodded. "I know, but we have to be just as ruthless." Their eyes locked for a beat too long, and before either of them could stop it, they were caught in a moment of undeniable passion. Jason moved toward Anna, and she didn't back away. His hand found its way to her waist, and in an instant, the two of them were kissing, letting their guard down in a way neither of them had before. The kiss was slow and deliberate, as if years of pent-up tension had been released. For a brief moment, nothing else mattered. No enemies, no dangers, just the electricity between them. But reality crashed down as quickly as the kiss had begun. Anna pulled away, breathless, her eyes wide with the weight of what had just happened. This can't happen, Jason," she stammered, taking a step back. "Not now, not ever." Jason, equally shaken, nodded. "You're right. We can't afford to get distracted." But the kiss lingered between them, unspoken, as they both knew it would be impossible to forget. Anna and Jason's dangerous alliance. After the kiss, Jason and Anna both returned to business, but their dynamic had shifted. The passion between them was now undeniable, but they were also both more determined than ever to bring down Sunny's enemies, knowing full well the stakes had just been raised. "We need to move quickly," Jason said, regaining his composure. "Sunny's life is on the line, and if we don't act fast, Port Charles will be caught in the crossfire." Anna nodded, but there was a hint of hesitation in her eyes. She couldn't shake the feeling that what had just happened with Jason wasn't over, that it would complicate things more than either of them were willing to admit. The fallout. As the day in Port Charles wore on, the ripple effects of James' revelations began to spread. Willow and Drew found themselves on the brink of being exposed, with Michael caught in the middle. Their secret threatened to destroy everything Willow had worked to build, and the damage would be irrevocable if it came out the wrong way. Meanwhile, Jason and Anna's kiss hung in the air like a dangerous promise, one that could either strengthen their alliance or tear it apart. With Sunny's enemies closing in and their own emotions running high, the lines between right and wrong, loyalty and betrayal, were becoming increasingly blurred. And as the sun set over Port Charles, one thing was certain: nothing would ever be the same again.